Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to Totally Dacob. We're going to talk about Stranger Things and Masters of the Universe. It's a pop culture channel after all, and I have here the latest edition of something crazy. In the 80s, you would have never thought that this would happen, but He-Man and the Masters of the Universe actually connected with the Upside Down, and we got Vecna here from the Upside Down from Stranger Things. Now, could you imagine in the 80s, being a kid in the 80s and somebody telling you in the 80s, fast forward to 2000, when did Stranger Things season 1 come out? 2015, 16? Imagine somebody like telling a kid from the 80s, in 2016, there will be a show. In 2016, there will be a show about the 80s. And then in 2024 and 2025, one of the biggest toy line of the 80s, which is Masters of the Universe, is going to come back. And there's going to be a crossover between Masters of the Universe and the TV show from 2016. But the TV show from 2016 is going to reference the 80s. And it's going to become so popular that the 80s toy is going to start referencing Stranger Things. And there's going to be a He-Man and Vecna a 2-pack. There's also another 2-pack with Skeletor and the Demogorgon, which is also cool. I have it in my collection as well. But today we're talking He-Man and Vecna in particular. So something similar to this already happened in pop culture. And it happened in the 80s as the 80s were unfolding. Like I'm saying, first came He-Man, was super popular. Then came Stranger Things, referenced He-Man. There's also some Masters of the Universe toys you can see in the background of the TV show Stranger Things. And then Stranger Things became so famous that then He-Man started kind of collaborating and referencing Stranger Things. In the 80s, actually in the late 70s, when Dallas, the TV show, came out, a shy little low-budget production for the first season, then it started growing and growing and became very popular. Dallas became so popular to the point where they got a bigger budget, they started dressing better, the female actresses, got more and more expensive costumes and outfits and branded items. And then another TV show wanted to fly on top of the success of Dallas and get a little bit of views and money off of it as well. And that show initiated and was called Dynasty. When Dynasty began, the TV show Dynasty, it was copying Dallas or referencing Dallas, like Stranger Things was referencing Masters of the Universe. But then, with time, Dynasty became more popular than Dallas. So the roles switched at a certain point to the point where Dallas started copying Dynasty. Dynasty being the TV show with Crystal Carrington, Linda Evans, Joan Collins. Anyway. So something similar kind of in pop culture toys happened with Masters of the Universe and Stranger Things, which is why I come in now to make this video, because nobody made this connection, right? But, I love my pop culture and I love my 80s. So in particular, when it comes to the 80s, Masters of the Universe literally ruled the 80s. And now we have this crossover that I never thought was going to happen. It makes absolutely no sense that we get Vecna from Stranger Things season 4, by the way. And yes, there's going to be a season 5 coming soon. So as I'm filming this video, it is the beginning of 2025. It's actually February 2025 as I'm filming, one day after Valentine's Day. So it's the 15th of February. So it's Valentine's weekend. And these two are lover boys. They're like a match made in heaven or hell. And it's a pair, okay? For better or for worse. And the last and final season of Stranger Things is coming out in 2025. So it's a very special moment and I love Stranger Things, the show. I wonder how it's going to end. I think Vecna is still going to play a role. We're going to see Vecna in the final season. I wonder if they're going to bring a new villain, like somebody, like an extra new villain, after Vecna. Is there something more that we can see? Possibly. I hope so. And if they do, will Mattel and Masters of the Universe create that version of a villain also for Masters of the Universe Origins at a certain point? I don't know. But let's have a look. So I'm going to keep this one in box almost as a reference, like I would have a VHS tape of toys. And I unbox most of my toys, right? But this one I'm feeling, and we're going to get to why I'm going to keep this sealed. First of all, the concept of one of them being upside down. Why? Because the upside down is part of Stranger Things lore. So what happens in the upside down reflects what's happening in the real world, but then if we twist it, all of a sudden we're now in the upside down, and we're dealing with all different types of energies, and the laws of physics don't really apply to the upside down. Everything is slightly off and slightly different, but even more retro than the actual reality is of the upside world. So here's Vecna. Now, the character in the TV show doesn't look like this and is not really purple. I mean, Vecna is kind of a blackish red color. Look at this gorgeous artwork with the vines all over the place, and there's even a printed background behind Vecna in this package. And then you have those little particles floating around like we know from the upside down. They have given Vecna a makeover. He does have tentacles in the back. You can see them kind of a little bit hiding back there. And there's several tentacles coming from behind him, and they kind of grab you, right? You can detach those. And he comes with a grandfather clock that's turned into a sort of the symbol of season 4 of Stranger Things, without spoiling too much. Let's just say grandfather's clock plays an important role in the show. And here we have a grandfather's clock with the flames, and it is almost a sort of weapon that Vecna can use in this Masters of the Universe version and iteration of Vecna, with the body mold of the Masters of the Universe figures, except we have a brand new sculpt for the head without that nose. Very scary looking creature. Very, very scary, and really gorgeous artwork. And then even He-Man is slightly different because, yes, it's your classic He-Man in the Origins version, but Mattel has given this He-Man a more dark, menacing, gray paint finish or wash. And this He-Man has kind of that vibe as if he had spent some time in the Upside Down, and just like Will in the first season, when he was spending too much time in the Upside Down, he started getting sick and he started turning kind of gray and blue. So this particular wash on this He-Man is unique to the release in this 2-set by Mattel and Netflix of He-Man in the Upside Down. There are only 2 figures from Masters of the Universe that go into the Stranger Things lore, and that would be Skeletor and He-Man. And then from the Stranger Things lore, we have the Demogorgon and Vecna. Now, reason why I don't want to destroy the packaging, the artwork. I mean, this thing is so sculptural. Mattel has done a masterpiece of a job with this. I mean, just look at first of all, the Hellfire Club logo insignia has turned into a He-Man kind of shield. So this is very Stranger Things. So the side artwork, I mean, He-Man in front of Castle Grayskull trying to chop up the vines from the Upside Down that are starting to penetrate into Eternia. I mean, this is on a whole other level of beautiful artwork. I mean, look at Castle Grayskull. That beautiful purple blue sky, man, it's giving the best of 80s artwork. And then He-Man here with his Hellfire Club shield, really, really awesome on a whole other level. And then you have those vines that he's chopping up, trying to cut them off. But as we all know, the more you try to cut them up and the more they regrow, just like in Greek mythology with the, I forgot the name of the monster. When you cut its head, the Hydra monster. You cut off its head, two others grow out. On the other side, so this is He-Man, and then on the other side, of course, it's upside down. We have Vecna. So we got to flip Vecna properly and check out the artwork on Vecna's face. I mean, this is beautiful artwork. And by the way, part of the packaging is glossy and part of it is mattified. So whoever did this artwork, it is really, really beautiful. I mean, for fans of Stranger Things, this is amazing. And plus, the blend between He-Man and Stranger Things, amazing. So all of the vines growing out of Vecna are also growing out of the toy with that extra kind of chest plate shield that looks like a spider, which was not in Stranger Things. It was an added bonus that they're doing for Masters of the Universe. And then kind of floats, and those are his legs. And he's kind of, just like in the TV show, Vecna is floating above the ground in Grandfather's home in the attic above the clock. And so the vines are keeping him tied up. And so he's floating, suspended in midair, kind of, because his tentacles or whatever those vines are keeping him afloat. Now, the back of the box is super fascinating because you get a whole battle scenario between the two. And here's where the artwork really shines to a whole other level of beautiful. I would want to have this as a ginormous poster that I could frame, because these are like incredible scenes of the Upside Down has now completely taken over Eternia, and Castle Grayskull is being attacked. Now, He-Man is being attacked by Vecna, but Castle Grayskull is actually, if we look close enough, there's a demogorgon attacking Battle Cat. Now, that demogorgon has a booty. It has junk in the trunk. The demogorgon is coming for Battle Cat. There is no sorceress inside. She has left the building, honey. And then we have the demo bats. All of those bats flying in the sky, those are the demogorgon bats from the 4th season of Stranger Things. Man, this artwork really makes me want to rewatch season 4 of Stranger Things. And it also makes me feel like this scene, the Upside Down Eternia scene, could have been like a dream that one of the kids are dreaming in the actual TV show, Stranger Things. You know what I mean? It almost looks like a scene that one of the main characters, it's like Vecna is seeping into the subconscious of the characters, and when they're asleep, they start dreaming of the Upside Down, and then they start blending whatever toys they play with their own reality and their dreams. So the way I envision Masters of the Universe mixed with Stranger Things toys is like, this could have been one of the characters from the movie, from the TV show, are dreaming about this. And that's why this toy came to existence. It makes perfect, total sense to me. And I think it's a genius product to create this toy. Coincidentally, a couple of years ago, My Little Pony came out with an upside down My Little Pony. Erica in season 3 talked about, how she loves My Little Pony. And they came out with an upside down My Little Pony. I have it in my archives as well. It is incredible. And yes, it's upside down in the box. Of course it is. And it's a gray My Little Pony. 80s mold. It's an 80s My Little Pony, but turned dark. Really gorgeous. So we have this battle going on in Eternia in the dream of one of the characters, one of the kids from the actual show. That's the way I envision it, at least. And the text says, Upside Down Eternia. He-Man discovers how to return Eternia from the Upside Down. He must defeat Vecna himself, In this decaying world, however, Vecna is more powerful than the power of Grayskull itself. And then here they show us a few details about what the toys can do. Not really much. I mean, they have posability. They have quite a few joints that, points of articulation. They say, put the power sword or staff of time into hand. Duh. Twist into powerful battle positions. Okay. Duh. And that's it. Figures may not stand as shown. Colors and decorations may vary. The bottom of the package has a little product number, SKU number, assortment number, HVV72 and HVV74. And then we got that batch code right up there, 23440BV. Mattel is empowering generations through play. By the way, 4 accessories included and 2 figures. Hashtag not sponsored. Okay, I bought this myself. Mattel did not send me toys for free. I wish. But here you go. The top of the box, you have the Masters of the Universe logo and the Stranger Things logo with that gorgeous, beautiful Eternia galaxy sky. Then you got that plastic little thing to hang it on. So you can see how, I wonder, here, I think Vecna started attacking Eternia because we still have the blue sky. Eternia is still not fully infected. So this is when he first starts battling Vecna, I believe. And then Vecna kind of expands more and more and everything turns to red and the sky turns red. There's no more blue sky. And I think by this point, Eternia has fully been infected by Vecna. Interesting that He-Man is glossy, but not Vecna on the back. You can see, let me try to reflect the light. There you go. You see how He-Man is printed glossy? But Vecna, sorry, I'm trying to, everything is kind of, there you go. He-Man is glossy, Vecna isn't. And then down here also the details of the body parts are glossy. Vecna on the side is glossy. And the vines as well, but not the background. And then in the front, we have the logos are embossed. And the vines are glossy, the background isn't. If Netflix, and I remember for season 1 and season 2, Netflix did release for Target the DVDs and Blu-rays in like a set for Stranger Things, and I did get those. But then they stopped releasing them. I haven't seen a set, like a Blu-ray DVD set of season 3 and 4, probably because they want you to keep paying Netflix to go watch them. But what I'm saying is, for my box set of season 1 and season 2, they're kind of in these like thick, like VHS looking boxes to reference the 80s VHS tapes. So it's kind of really cool to have this standing like next to the VHS boxes of Stranger Things. So this becomes almost like a giant VHS box, like it, you know what I mean? So it really makes sense as 80s reference decorative item perfection. So there's that. I hope you've enjoyed this video. What do you guys think? What are we going to see in season 5? Are we going to get that extra new, even more dangerous villain than Vecna? And are all the kids, the original group, are they all going to survive season 5? Are we going to lose some main characters? Are we going to have a happy ending after all these years of waiting? Because remember, Stranger Things would have already been over by now, had it not been for, the lockdowns and the whole situation with the virus. A couple of years ago, and then they had to stop filming. And then there were other issues with SAG-AFTRA strikes. So technically, we would have already gotten season 5 like 2 years ago. But time does what it does. And so here we are now in 2025, awaiting the final season of Stranger Things. Are you looking forward to it? I cannot wait. Let me know if I should review Stranger Things season 5 once it comes out here on my channel. We could also do it episode by episode. Let me know down below. Until next time, never forget to never give up on love. Love you loads. Take care. Bye.